Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin price has seen a small rejection from this range of resistance, but this is leading the Bitcoin price into the retest phase for this falling wedge pattern. And on top of that, we potentially have a brand new pattern forming for Bitcoin right now that is resembling this previous pattern, giving us a huge price target to the upside. So definitely make sure you're watching this video all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and this is the falling wedge pattern that I've been talking about for a couple of days now. And as you can see here, we've already broken out to the upside. In fact, I gave you guys an extra real-time update over on my Twitter. For those of you that are already following me over on my Twitter, which by the way, the link to my Twitter is in the description down below, then you would have got that update as we were breaking to the upside here, the moments that happened. But after that initial breakout, Bitcoin ended up running into a little bit of short-term resistance before entering into this retest phase that we're currently in. And just before talking about that even further, I'll talk about this point of resistance. And of course, this is this range of resistance between 63,000 and 65,000 that I've been talking about almost every day now on the channel for around 2 weeks. And if you look here, even if I zoom all the way in, Bitcoin came right up to this exact point of resistance and of course ended up finding resistance. But if anything, this is great for Bitcoin because at the moment, this is leading us into the retest phase as I was just talking about, and this is an extra confirmation that we can get for the breakout to the upside if Bitcoin can hold this level. This is really the important thing now for Bitcoin. We need to hold above this level right here, which by the way is coming in at around 61,000 US dollars approximately. But if Bitcoin continues this retest for another day, then of course that level is coming in at a lower price. For example, that will be coming in at more like 60.5k. But basically Bitcoin needs to bounce along that level to get a successful breakout here to actually confirm the breakout. We already got a decent spike in volume on that initial candlestick that broke above the resistance, which was great to see. So this retest now would just act as extra confirmation for the breakout. And for the brand new viewers on the channel, if we can confirm this breakout here with this successful retest and a short-term bounce to the upside, then the technical price target is the all-time high, coming in at around $67,000 per Bitcoin. But even though that's the technical price target, we still can't forget about some other areas of resistance between the current price and that price target. For example, we've got this range of resistance starting at around 63,000 and going up towards around 65,000. But if you want to look at more of a specific level of resistance within that range of resistance, then I'll be looking at this level right here, coming in at around 63.7k approximately. And the reason behind that is simply because we've found multiple points of resistance along that level previously. So those are the main points of resistance and short-term price targets to the upside for Bitcoin. But if we end up breaking below this support, which is still technically a possibility, so it's something that we need to at least have a plan of action for if that ends up happening. And if that does end up happening, if Bitcoin cannot hold above this important support level, then we could have a little bit of support coming in at around 60,000 US dollars. But honestly, in that case, it could be more likely that we'll be due for perhaps a dip down towards around 58,000 approximately, due to the fact that we've got huge support at around 58,000. And Bitcoin has also got this downwards trending line of support coming in at around 57,000, which of course was the support line for this falling wedge pattern. So in that range between around 57 to 58k, I would expect quite a lot of support for Bitcoin. And that is only if we break below some of these important support levels first, basically if we fail the retest. And what's interesting right now is if you readjust this line of resistance to fit these two touch points in, rather than these two touch points as I just previously drew, then in this case, we do have a potential bull flag on our hands. Now, normally I like to see 3 or more touch points along a specific line to really confirm that as a significant line on the chart. And so in this case, we only have 2 touch points along this line of resistance. But with that being said, if you're looking back at the price action that happened in September, we were actually forming a giant bull flag. We were in a short-term downtrend, but on the larger timeframes, when you zoom out, it was a giant bull flag. And back then, this line of resistance was only determined by 2 touch points. And by the way, when you measure out the price target for a bull flag, you take the flagpole like this and bring it over to the other side. And what you can see here is the technical price target for this bull flag that formed throughout the month of September was giving us a price target towards the previous all-time high, which by the way, the previous all-time high for Bitcoin, which we set back in April, was coming in at around 65,000 US dollars. And Bitcoin hit that exact price target and actually exceeded it by a little bit before entering another short-term cool-off, another short-term downtrend in the middle of this larger uptrend. So if you're looking at the price action that's formed over the last 1.5 weeks, it looks very similar to the price action that formed throughout the month of September, but just on a smaller scale, obviously. And so in this case, the point of resistance that we need to break above in order to see a proper breakout to the upside is coming in at around 62.3k approximately. But But really, I'd like to see a break above this high just here, coming in at around 63,000 US dollars. And once Bitcoin can do that, you can see what happens last time at the beginning of October as we were breaking out of that short-term downtrend and resuming the larger uptrend. Bitcoin had a pretty explosive move initially to the upside, and we continued on with that explosive upwards momentum for the next 2 to 3 weeks before we entered the current short-term cool-off. And just measuring out the technical price target for this current bull flag that we're potentially forming right now, this is giving us a technical price target towards 84,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, which, by the way, from the point of the breakout, which is very similar to the current price, to that price target, that is around a 36% gain for Bitcoin. So a huge opportunity awaiting for us if we can break above some points of resistance here in the short term. And what's really interesting about that price target towards 84,000 US dollars is if you bring out the Fibonacci extensions from this previous high back here at around 53K down to this swing low at around 39,500 US dollars, what we have here is, first of all, the 1618 Fibonacci extension coming in at around 63,500 US dollars, which is currently where Bitcoin has been finding some resistance along. So already Bitcoin is respecting this Fibonacci extension, but anything higher than that, after we really see a new all-time high breakout, the next major Fibonacci extension to the upside is the 2618 Fibonacci extension coming in at around 84,000 US dollars. So once again, that's very interesting because we've got that price target out of this bull flag and a huge Fibonacci extension level coming in at just about the same sort of price. So above the all-time high towards 84,000 could possibly be the next major price target to the upside, except for perhaps this chart just here. This is on the daily time frame, and of course this is this huge cup and handle pattern that I have been mentioning on the channel for pretty much the past entire month. And obviously Bitcoin has already formed this pattern, and we've already seen that breakout to the upside around a month ago, but the price target for this pattern is actually coming in at around 79,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, which is of course below that other price target at around 84,000. So obviously above those initial resistance points and above the all-time high, once we enter price discovery again, then we could find a bit of resistance just below 80,000 at approximately 79,000 once again. And also we could find a bit of resistance at just above 80,000 towards that $84,000 level, as I was just talking about. But for now, just in the short term, looking at the 4-hour chart again, I'm still keeping my main focus on this falling wedge pattern and seeing if Bitcoin can confirm this breakout to the upside with a successful retest. And by the way, if we can do that and continue to hold these levels, then I would consider entering into a new long position to catch this next move to the upside. But of course, that's not financial advice. This is giving you guys an inside look of my strategy. And of course, when it comes to my longer term Bitcoin strategy, I've always been letting you guys know that on these short term corrections during the middle of a larger term uptrend, I am simply dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin while we're seeing these short term dips. And all of that Bitcoin that I'm buying on the spot market, I am holding that for the longer term, which is likely going to be for at least the rest of this year and possibly into 2022 before then we could start something like a bear market, but that is something for a different video. That is everything that I have to say in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And considering the huge opportunities that we are seeing in the markets right now, there's never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends and family. And before you're clicking off, for the new viewers on the channel especially, make sure you're checking out one of these uploads if you haven't already. If you're serious about making money, I've got a trading tutorial video showing you how I trade Bitcoin and a passive income video showing you how I earn passive income every single day in the crypto markets. But anyway, that is really everything I have to say for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.